Everyone is racing to build a smarter AI agent. OpenClaw, Hermes, Copilot, Cursor. They all want to give you one agent that can do more. I went down that road too, and it never fixed my actual problem. There are two completely different things being called an agent right now, and mixing them up is the whole confusion. By the end of this, you'll know exactly which one you actually need. I'm Corey Leno, and I build real solutions for real developers. For about 6 months, I orchestrated Codex and Claude by hand across a bunch of projects. Then I built a system to do it for me. A harness wraps a model with tools, memory, and skills, so one agent can do more, but a human still drives every task. The unit of work is a chat. OpenClaw is a harness you talk to through Signal or Telegram. Its creator recently joined OpenAI and set up a foundation around it. Hermes agent from Noose Research is a self-improving personal agent that runs on your own server. That's the harness, not their language models. Both make one agent more capable, but you are still babysitting it. An orchestrator is a different thing entirely. It manages the board, dispatches agents on its own, and keeps the work moving until it's done. That's OpenAI's Symphony as a spec, and that's Detent as a ship system. The hottest thing in AI right now is loops. Everyone's into loop engineering, goal commands, and running an agent until it's done. And loops are genuinely good. A loop lets one agent keep going. It writes a feature, runs the test, fixes its own failures, and iterates until it's green. But a loop is still one agent on one task in one tab. Run 5 of them, and you're right back where you started. Babysitting 5 sessions, switching from tab to tab, and you get no single view of where any of it stands. To check progress, you open each tab one at a time. A loop goes deep on one task. It doesn't give you the board. In Detent, the loop runs inside the orchestration while the whole fleet stays on one board. Nobody says this part out loud. Even with the best harness in the world, you are still the one driving every single task. You write a prompt, you wait, you read what it did, you nudge it, then you jump to the next one. That context switching is a tax. A smarter agent just gives you a smarter thing to babysit. The bottleneck was never the AI, it was me. I didn't want a smarter agent. I wanted to stop being the bottleneck. There's another reason the harness style isn't for me, and it's about where the work happens. Everybody is rushing to let you run your agents from Slack, Telegram, or Signal right on your phone. I get the appeal. It's mobile, it's always with you, and it feels easy to keep things moving. But for me, that is the last place I'd ever want to manage my work. I have no interest in running real projects from a chat thread. The last thing I need is one more place to chat with an AI and untangle threads. A wall of threads is a nightmare to follow. I work in GitHub. I work on Kanban boards. That's where I can see everything at a glance and move across it without losing the thread. A chat thread shows you one conversation at a time. A board shows you everything at once. What's queued, what's running, what's blocked, and what's ready to merge. So that's exactly what I built into Detent. It's not another chat window. It's your own Kanban board and a live dashboard with the whole fleet right in front of you. You manage the work where the work actually is. That, to me, is the difference between a toy and a tool. So I stopped managing agents and I started managing the work. A good issue is a real spec, the scope, the test, the review gates, the merge rules. I write it once, mark it ready, and walk away. The work lives on a board, and the board is the state machine. To do, in progress, human review, merging, and done. And the board is Detent's own. You can back it with GitHub Projects or run it boardless. Straight from your repo's issue statuses, with no separate tracker at all. Detent claims the issue, spins up an isolated work tree, and runs an agent through my workflow. When the agent finishes, it hits a validation gate that looks at the whole picture, the issue, the comments, the pull request, and the code. Then comes the part that makes parallelism safe, a serialized merge train. The merging lane is locked to one at a time, so 10 agents finishing at once can't break each other's CI. The orchestrator itself is dumb on purpose. All the intelligence lives in your workflow file. It just keeps the work moving by your rules. That's the part that babysits the agents, so you don't have to. And it scales sideways. For a big job, you run a fleet across multiple machines and accounts, each with its own budget. You watch all of it from a live operator surface, not a chat log. That phrase, manage work, not agents, isn't even mine. It comes from OpenAI's Symphony, and Symphony is where I got the idea. It mirrored almost exactly what I was already doing by hand. So why didn't I just use it? It was a great project, but it wasn't really open. They weren't taking pull requests, and they've said they won't maintain it. And if I'm going to build something I rely on, I want it in Go for the way it scales and ships as one binary. I'd also rather be on GitHub than linear, so I took the idea and shipped my own system with the discipline parts built in, the work trees, the ship gate, and the merge train. This is how Detent stacks up against the tools around it. Detent owns the orchestration loop. It's GitHub native with deterministic gates, a serialized merge train, budget caps, fleet governance, and a single static binary you set up in minutes. Credit where it's due. Copilot and Cursor have closed a lot of the runs near my code gap, and they win zero install inside their own platforms. But they don't give you a board native release runtime that you control. There's one more thing I feel strongly about. We shouldn't be the ones reading install docs and running setups anymore. That's the AI's job. Detent is built to be installed by your agent. The prerequisites are small, the Codex CLI and the GitHub CLI with the right scopes. Detent itself is one self-contained binary. You point your agent at the repo and tell it to onboard the project. It runs a runbook, phases 0 through 7. It discovers your stack, asks you the real decisions, writes your workflow file, and smoke tests one issue end to end before you trust it with more. A lot of what I just showed already shipped. Detent has its own Kanban dashboard now, and it runs boardless, so you can drive the whole flow straight from your repo with no GitHub projects or linear at all. Where it's headed is the same orchestration shape beyond code. The validation gates are pluggable now, so the next domain is work that ends in a deliverable, not only a pull request. And the agent backend is a config seam. Codex runs it today because that's the economics that actually work for running agents around the clock. The door is open for other models as their terms allow. This was never about burning the most tokens or writing the most code. It's about real engineering done efficiently and at scale. The system doesn't try to be smarter than me. It tries to be as disciplined as I would be every time in parallel. It comes down to this. If you want a smarter assistant, use a harness. If you want to stop babysitting, you need an orchestrator. I want to know where you land. Are you babysitting agents or orchestrating work? How many are you running right now? Drop it in the comments. Detent is open source. The repo, the docs, and the orchestration template are all on GitHub. Point your agent at it and let it onboard itself. I'm Corey Lanu, and that's a wrap. 2 to 3 videos a week. Real workflows, real tools, no fluff. I'll see you in the next one.